Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to be changing the oil on my 2019 GMC Canyon. So for 2017 through 2021 LGZ V6 motors, the capacity is 6 quarts. You can look in your manual and you can see 3.6 engine oil with filter, 6 quarts or 5.7 liters. I'm going to be using 5W30 just like the manual says. This is Mobile 1 Advanced Full Synthetic. This is DEXOS approved, as you can see, which is what GM recommends. I've used this on previous vehicles. It seems to work. Here is the new filter. It's a cartridge style filter. It drops into place. I'll show you where that's located. It does come with a new O-ring for the cap on the oil filter cap. There's the part number for that one. I'm also going to be installing a gold plug today, which just is a new drain plug, but it has a magnet built into the end to catch any particles in the oil. I'll be using 1 bottle of this Liquimoly MOS2 anti-friction treatment. Helps keep everything lubricated well, a little bit better than just oil by itself in my opinion, and supposed to help the longevity of the motor. This vehicle is different than typical vehicles with spin-on filters, whereas the filter is located on the top of the engine down this little port. That little circle right there is the oil filter cap. And you loosen that and remove the filter and then drop the new one in. I'll show you how that's done. The drain plug for the oil is normal. It's on the bottom of the engine. We'll slide under there in a second and look at it, and you just drain it out like normal. So underneath the truck, the drain plug is right here on the passenger side of the engine, and it is a 15mm bolt. Got my drain pan. It tends to want to shoot out a little bit on an arc. It doesn't drip straight down, so make sure you adjust your drain pan accordingly to make sure that it doesn't spray everywhere. And after you let it drain for a good amount of time, I typically let mine drain for about 15 minutes. Sometimes it'll just be a steady stream coming down for a good long while, and I just let it go until it's just a slow drip like you see here. So here's the OEM oil plug. It has a rubber gasket on the inside there. Here is the gold plug with the magnet. Now it does come with a washer that you'll need to replace every time you change your oil. You can buy a pack of these washers on Amazon and just keep them on hand. I'm going to thread this into place after I clean off that mating surface. Then I'm going to snug it up with my regular ratchet and check it with the torque wrench. Easy peasy. You're going to need a couple of extensions for your ratchet, and then you're going to have to push them down onto the cap. The cap uses a 24mm socket, or a 15/16 inch will do the trick as well. I'm going to try to do this while showing you guys. And at a certain point, it's loose enough where you can just reach down there and grab it. Once you pull it out of the engine, it should be attached to the cap just like you see here. That's because it has a little bit of a clip that clips into the top of the cap. I'll show it to you on this new filter. There's that clip. But for now, you can just pop that old one free and discard your old filter. And then also, we're going to replace this O-ring as well. It should come off relatively easily. Now this is just a plastic cap. I think the 2015 and 2016 models have a metallic cap. Their motor is just slightly different. It's an LFX 3.6 liter, whereas this motor is an LGZ. This will still work. This whole process is basically the same. It's just you may have a different kind of cap here. It does say 25 Newton meters right here. I'm not sure what that transfers to in foot-pounds, but I'll look it up and I'll post it in the video. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that new O-ring right back on. Here's the new one. And I'm just actually going to take a little oil from inside the cap and just get it on my finger, and then I'm gonna just pre-lubricate this just a little bit, and then I'm just gonna slip it into place around here, and it fits right in the groove right there. Now for the new filter, I highly recommend using OEM filters. This is the AC Delco filter. It comes with the O-ring like I said before here, and then it also has these clips on the top so that this should clip right into the cap. And this is now one complete unit that you're going to drop in and spin into place. There's one more thing I want to show you at the filter cap location that is very important. Down in the location for the filter, there is a plastic stalk that you can just see there. This is a Stalk. It's kind of loose. That's normal. Just sits in that location. This is actually like some sort of filter mechanism. There's a spring built into it. At any rate, you need to make sure this is in this location when you reinstall your new filter. Otherwise, you can have severe issues. There has been reports of these coming out with the filter assembly when you remove the old filter. So just make sure you are aware when you pull your old filter out, if that thing is not down in there, you need to put it back in there. And if it is broken, you can buy them for relatively cheap. I think they're like 12 bucks online. I'll post the link to that part number in the description. Since mine looks good, I'm going to go ahead and reinstall my new filter. And it should just slide over the top of that Stalk down into place. And I'm just going to thread this by hand for starters. You can feel the lip of your filter cap flush with the edge of the housing that is on there, and that's when you want it to be fully tight. So you can get it as far as you can go by hand, and then you're gonna have to use your ratchet for the rest. There's probably an 1/8 of an inch gap between the top of the cap right now and my housing, so I need to tighten it up a little bit more. The filter cap should sit flush on top of the filter housing. There should be no gap. You should be able to feel it with your finger nice and flush. You do not want to have any gap, but don't over tighten it. Just tighten it down to 18 foot-pounds. The oil fill cap is located right here on the top of the engine. Go ahead and remove it. And if you've got a funnel, just set it into the spot. Now we're ready to start dumping in our oil. The capacity is 6 quarts. So I've got a 5-quart container here first that I'm going to fill. And then the last 1 quart, I will measure off and dump that in as well. Before I dump in my last 1 quart, I'm going to insert this Liquimali anti-friction. This is 30 milliliters, and it says on the bottle 50 milliliters will treat 1 quart. So basically 1 bottle of this will treat all 6 quarts that we're going to put in this engine. Then I measured 1 more quart from my other 5-quart jug into this first 5-quart jug so that I could top off the last quart into this engine. Place your fill plug. Next thing you want to do is come over here onto the passenger side of your engine and pull the dipstick. It's that yellow dipstick right there, and check the oil level. Then you want to check on the hash marks to make sure you are not too low. As you can see right there, I'm like maybe 2/3 the way up the hash marks. It's within the hash marks. That means it's good to go. There's one more step you want to do. Come on inside your truck, give it a good start up. And then in your driver information control center, scroll to the screen that has the oil life, hit the reset button, and then you're back at 100%. And that's it, guys. Simple oil change. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Love it if you subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. Later.